War and destruction could soon make Gaza uninhabitable if nothing is done to reverse the consequences of conflict. That's the view of the UN based on several factors. The UN is warning that the Gaza economy is close to being unviable, and that could lead to more conflict, poverty and unemployment. The US Special Coordinator for Assistance to the Palestinian people told RT that to prevent the worst possible outcome, the economic blockade of Gaza must be lifted.
These trends of destruction and debilitated infrastructure, if these trends continue to be, Gaza living condition will be subhuman in about 5 years. What should be done is basically reverse or remedy what has been done. Number one, lifting the blockade. Number two, allowing the reconstruction material to move into Gaza. And number three, not to go into another war or a full-scale military operation.
The UN report also highlights a number of other issues, such as an increased population density, a shortage of electricity, and most alarmingly, a shortage of clean water. RT's Lizzie Phelan takes a closer look.
This is how most of Gaza's population gets its water. The problem is it's filthy. 90% of Gaza's water supplies are undrinkable, and the little clean water that there is fast running out.
We can't drink it, or cook with it, or wash in the kitchen with it.
And the little clean water there is left is hard to get.
We are forced to buy all the clean water separately.
Gaza has just one fresh water source, a coastal aquifer beneath the ground that's shared with Israel and Egypt. But because Gaza is downstream, Israel has the power to control its supply and prevents it from being naturally recharged.
The last war on Gaza, of course, resulted in the destruction of some of the infrastructures, the water wells and the pumping stations, where by that time more than 50% of the water infrastructures could not be accessed, or parts, of course, damaged.
This coffee tastes like it has salt, not sugar in it, and that's because the water that's used to wash it, like much of Gaza's water, is contaminated with seawater.
Tiny kids suffer from cramp and colic. See my hand? It is because of the salty water. I have a skin infection. The water is full of salt. It is like sewage.
The water coming into people's homes is not just salty, it's full of nitrate, a possible carcinogenic, and levels rose even higher last year when Israel bombed sewage pipes and clean water pipes, causing the two to mix. Now, even though this water is filthy, Gazans pay through the nose for it.
It's clear that Gaza suffers a catastrophic issue in the water quality and water supply, and it's a shame on the world that they are still watching this.
Now, Gaza is one of the most densely populated areas in the world, and experts say that a combination of Israel destroying Gaza's water infrastructure and locals being forced to extract extra water from the aquifer to meet their needs has damaged it so severely that the water coming out of people's taps is basically seawater.
If things continue on their current course, the UN predicts that by 2020, there will be no drinkable water left in Gaza, i.e. the Gaza Strip is on the brink of a humanitarian catastrophe, with its water crisis threatening the population here more than bombs and bullets. Lizzie Phelan in the Gaza Strip for RT.